Imagine sending your child to school, only to discover the building itself seems alive with unexplained phenomena. Welcome to the unsettling world of educational hauntings. Across the globe, certain schools have become so plagued by paranormal activity that authorities had no choice but to close their doors permanently. These are not campfire tales, but documented cases where rational explanations failed. Today, we explore 10 schools shut down by the unexplainable. Our first story comes from a rural town in England. St. Ignatius Boarding School, established in 1890, was a prestigious institution until the whispers began. Students reported a spectral gray lady gliding through the dormitories at night. She would stand at the foot of beds, staring silently. The phenomenon escalated. Books flew from library shelves, and a cold spot permeated the East Wing chapel. Investigations found no drafts or structural causes. After a teacher reportedly saw the apparition in a classroom mirror, the school evacuated. St. Ignatius closed in 1972 and remains empty to this day. In Japan, the Haruna Elementary School became infamous. Built on disputed land, it was soon haunted by the sound of children's laughter when no one was there. Security footage captured moving shadows and classroom doors slamming shut in sequence. Engineers found no faulty hinges or wind patterns to explain the synchronized movement. The final straw was when every sink in the art room turned on simultaneously, flooding the floor. The school was shuttered in 1998 after parents withdrew their children. Traveling to the American Midwest, we find the former Roosevelt High. Its third-floor science lab was the epicenter of bizarre electromagnetic disturbances. Lab equipment would turn on by itself, and students felt intense static shocks. Experts measured powerful, localized EMF spikes with no identifiable power source. A biology teacher claimed preserved specimens would reorient themselves in jars overnight. The district, unable to guarantee safety, closed the entire school in 2004. In an Australian coastal town, the tiny Mariners Bay School had only 50 students. Their playground was the site of persistent, localized time distortions. Children would enter a certain patch near the old oak tree and emerge minutes later, convinced hours had passed. Watches confirmed they had lost time. Psychologists and physicists were baffled. With no explanation and fearing for the children's well-being, the community voted to demolish the school in 2010. Our fifth location is perhaps the most chilling: the Blackwood Academy for Girls. Here, the phenomenon was auditory, a choir of disembodied voices singing hymns. Recordings captured the clear, melodic singing, but spectral analysis showed the voices lacked the harmonic resonance of human vocal cords. They were an acoustic impossibility. The singing was often a precursor to violent poltergeist activity. After a grand piano was found smashed, the academy was closed and later burned down mysteriously. Case 6. A technical school in Germany where machinery operated autonomously. Lathes and saws would activate at full power in the locked, vacant workshop. Forensic electricians found the main breakers were physically off, yet the machines drew power from somewhere. The risk of fatal accidents forced a permanent closure. The seventh school in South America was plagued by a pervasive, sentient shadow. It would flow along corridors and under doors, absorbing light around it. Scientists brought in light amplification gear, but the shadow created a perfect void. No data, no reflection, nothing. It was a moving absence of information. The entity seemed to feed on attention, growing more defined when observed. The school was abandoned, with locals refusing to even walk past the property. An elementary school in Canada is our eighth case. Here, children's drawings consistently depicted the same sinister, smiling man no one had ever seen. When a child pointed to an empty corner and asked, "Who is that smiling man?" mass hysteria ensued. Psychological evaluations ruled out collective suggestion. The school was closed for environmental reasons in 2015. To this day, former students, now adults, report nightmares featuring the identical smiling figure. Our ninth location, a school built atop an ancient burial ground in Scotland. The activity was tied to the land. Stone walls would weep actual water. Archaeologists confirmed the site's history, but could not explain the weeping walls or the deep rhythmic drumming that echoed from the foundations each night. The final school, number 10, presents the most physical evidence. In this remote location, classrooms were routinely found in disarray, desks stacked impossibly high. Security teams staked out the building. They witnessed the furniture rearrange itself in real time, as if manipulated by invisible giants. All footage was reviewed and verified. These 10 stories share a common thread: phenomena witnessed by many, investigated by experts, and left conclusively unexplained. The authorities' final resort was closure. Skeptics argue there must be rational causes, yet in each case, every logical avenue was exhausted. The mysteries remain, locked behind boarded windows and chain-link fences. These abandoned schools stand as monuments to the limits of our understanding. They challenge our perception of reality in the environments we deem safe for learning. Perhaps some places hold memories or energies too powerful to dismiss. The lesson from these 10 schools: sometimes the only answer is to walk away for good.